after fellow JSC Commissioner and Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu. But just what is Agenda's fight back, and where does this prosecution alongside Mwilu leave the growing bad blood between the executive and the judiciary? That's the story that we're following for you this hour. Also tonight, we're going to have another story which has everything to do with President Uhuru Kenyatta's New Year message. Actually, what does he have in store for Kenyans? We're still following for you this hour on Checkpoint as well. Of course, those are some of the stories that we're following for you here on Checkpoint, and be sure to join us any moment from now, because we're going to air that exclusive interview with KANU Chairman Gideon Moi. But before that, President Uhuru Kenyatta has urged Christians to continue praying for peace and national unity in order to grow a great nation and achieve the country's, development goals. The president made the remarks at St. Francis of Assisi Catholic Church in Nyali, Mombasa, where he joined other faithful for a Sunday Mass. The president was accompanied by First Lady Margaret Kenyatta and Mama Ngina Kenyatta.
Kuwauliza Wakristo wenzangu kwa ujumla, tuendelee kuombea taifa letu, tuendelee kuombea amani, tuendelee kuombea umoja, na tuweze kufaulu pamoja kama Wakenya na kujenga taifa letu ikiwa kitu kimoja, kwa sababu vile tumeambiwa leo, hata kama familia inaanza with a unit, we are after all one family called the Kenyan people and the Kenyan nation, and we must learn to live, work, respect one another in order for us to be able to develop and grow a great nation.
To visit our top story here, where Senior Counsel and Judicial Service Commission member Tom Ojenda and two others are tomorrow expected to be arraigned in court to face charges of financial misappropriations and fraudulent dealings at the Mumias Sugar Company. Ojenda's prosecution comes only months after fellow JSC Commissioner and Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu. But the question is, what is Ojenda's fight back, and where does his prosecution alongside Mwilu leave the judiciary, that is one arm of the government, and the executive arm of government? Our reporter Murimi Mwangi opens up our coverage tonight with that report.
Would Mr. Mushemi be expected to render professional services?
Such has been Senior Counsel Professor Tom Ojenda's experience in court, arguing different provisions of law for his clients. But the Law Society of Kenya representative to the Judicial Service Commission on Monday stands in the dock to defend himself against prosecution charges of financial misappropriations and fraudulent dealings with the Mumia Sugar Company. Charges arising from an inquiry file which Director of Public Prosecutions Nurdin Haji claims relate to allegations of fake court proceedings and involving a number of parties spread across the country in different courts that were used by several legal providers to obtain money as legal fees from the collapsed company. The DCI's investigations, the DPP says, point to a possible loss of 89 million shillings at the company, which at the time had sought the Senior Counsel's services.
This exercise can only be explained as malicious, and we see a wider scheme to it. In the next few months, we'll be going for the elections of LSK male member representative of the Judicial Service Commission, and it's not lost to us that this is one of the many attempts to try and either frustrate his candidature or ensure that he's not on the ballot.
Ojenda had earlier expressed his shock at the DPP's statement, maintaining that he never conspired with anyone to be paid for work not done. Detectives here on Sunday thronged Ojenda's office along Kiambu Road, armed with a court order as the LSK vowed to block the Senior Counsel's planned prosecution.
On behalf of lawyers and other Kenyans who should not be inconvenienced, because the principle of presumption of innocence until proven guilty requires that you enjoy your full rights as a citizen of Kenya during the trial process. And if there is no flight risk, there should be no harassment. Punishment should not come before you are convicted.
Ojienda's revelations come only a few weeks to a critical ruling at the High Court, challenging Haji's recent appointment of London-based Queen's Counsel Hawar Qureshi, who was to lead prosecution against Ojienda's fellow JSC Commissioner and Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu. Mwilu is facing corruption and abuse of office charges in a legal tussle that has yet again reignited the bad blood between the judiciary and the executive. And so, as Ojienda finds himself on the opposite side of the courtroom, so does the judiciary engine, the JSC, continue to choke in the fumes of the counter-graft machinery as two commissioners now stare at likely charges before junior magistrates. Murathe, KTN News in Nairobi.
In association with Crystal Rivers.
Live the buzz at Crystal Rivers.
For inquiries, call any of our dedicated numbers today.
Thank you, Murathe Mwangi, for that report on our BQ. Tonight, we're asking you a very simple but yet very important question. We're asking you, as the year comes to an end, what would you like to see happening in the new year, that is 2019? As the year comes to an end, what would you like to see happening in the new year, that is 2019? Of course, a lot has happened in 2018, so what will you want to see happen come 2019? Be free to talk about any topic that you feel like talking about. You know the drill. Our Twitter handle is at KTN Kenya. You can as well tweet me at Yusuf Ibra. The hashtag to use is Checkpoint.
The buzz at Crystal Rivers.
For inquiries, call any of our dedicated numbers today.
Now over to a different story now, and two members of parliament from the coastal region want Kenya to adopt a federal system of governance in line with the vision of the late cabinet minister Ronald Ngala. Orange Democratic Movement organizing secretary and Kilifi North member of parliament Owen Baya, together with his Kaloleni counterpart Paul Katana, said the late Ngala championed for the federalism which should be considered during the national referendum. The MP spoke during the 46th anniversary for the late minister held at his home in Vishakani in Kilifi County and attended by family members led by his 88-year-old widow, Esther Ngala, together with sons led by former minister Noah Katana Ngala. The MPs faulted the government for failing to recognize the efforts done by Ngala, who died in a road accident on December 24, 1972. At the time of his death, Ngala was member of parliament for Kilifi South and minister for power and communications.
Hakuna historia inaweza kuandikwa kwa nchi hii bila jina la Ngala kuwemo ndani. Lakini baada ya kifo chake, kumbukumbu ya kumtambua Ngala kitaifa hakuna. Kuna mchakato ambao unakuja wa kwamba katiba ibadilishwe. Wengine wapate vyeo, wengine wapunguzwe vyeo. Lakini sisi wapwani tutasimama kitu kimoja. Ikiwa lazima katiba ibadilishwe, basi mpwani atatafuta majimbo yake yale Ngala alikuwa anayataka. Ngala alikuwa na chama chake. Na safari hii, raundi hii, Mungu akipenda, Coast will have its own party, then we'll negotiate with other like-minded people. Si watu waje watuambie ketini hapa, ketini hapa. Ndio hizi tabu tunazipata. Hata hii handshake imetuletea tabu sana. Sisi tunangojea hii handshake. Hatukumtuma kiongozi wetu akafanya handshake na Uhuru. Aliona, alienda peke yake. Lakini kwa sababu sisi hatuna vyama, tumeanza kupigwa huku. Unasikia Dori anatolewa kwa chama, unasikia Shajuma anatolewa kwa chama, na wewe umesema husimami urais. Na mimi nataka kusupport yule mtu anataka urais. Shida iko wapi?
Over to the politics of the day now. A section of Jubilee legislatures have asked President Uhuru Kenyatta to come clear on the party vice chair, David Murathe's recent claims that the president's Mount Kenya region is not under any obligation to support his deputy, William Ruto's 2022 presidential ambitions. The president has already steered clear of the issue, saying he does not want to comment on 2022 succession politics. Instead, he is concentrating on delivering on his election pledges. But just why has Murathe's 2022 sly ignited as much hit, and just who is he within the Jubilee succession politics? Our political affairs reporter Murathe Mwangi interrogates.
Sisi hatuna MOU na mtu ati lazima tutamsupport 2022. Kama walisikizana hiyo na Uhuru, hiyo ni hao.
David Wakairu Murathe, the Jubilee Party Vice Chair, whose latest statement appears to pour cold water on Deputy President William Ruto's 2022 political steam to State House, which in some quarters might have been anchored on this promise from his boss President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Wangojee miaka 10, Uhuru amalize kazi yake, alafu wangojee miaka ingine 10, Ruto amalize kazi yake.
But just who is David Murathe, and should Ruto's allies really be worried about his 2022 slur? Well, while Murathe's accession to the powerful post of Jubilee Vice Chair could be traced to his 2017 backroom energies behind Uhuru's TNA, that eventually saw the party marry Ruto's URP in a merger that collapsed 14 political parties. The Uhuru-Murathe closeness can be retraced to the final days of the Independence Party KANU in power, as then young Uhuru took baby steps into the murky world of politics behind retired President Daniel Arap Moi. Then Vice President the late Professor George Saitoti had just defected from KANU, alongside other rebels, including opposition leader Raila Odinga, under the umbrella of the Liberal Democratic Party. Without a deputy, Moi could not pick Uhuru, who at the time was his preferred successor, as the law required a VP to be a legislator elected from a single constituency. Yet then 41-year-old Uhuru was a nominated MP. At the time, Murathe dramatically offered to vacate his Gatanga parliamentary seat for Uhuru alongside then Juja legislator Stephen Disho. Moi, however, settled on then Sabatia MP Musalia Mudavadi as his vice president. But even then, Murathe was not new to controversy. Only a year after trouncing media mogul SK Macharia in the 1997 Gatanga parliamentary race, a letter surfaced in parliament purportedly from Murathe, tendering his resignation as a member of parliament. Not long after, however, another letter landed on the desk of then House Speaker Francis Ole Kaparo, also from Murathe, denouncing the resignation letter as fake. Interestingly, Speaker Kaparo found both letters to be genuine. In his ruling, however, the Speaker decided not to declare the seat vacant, but left Murathe to search his conscience. During this President Kenyatta's term, Murathe might have seemingly kick-started his controversies with this June 19, 2017 prophecy.
In the final term of Uhuru, with anything that smells of corruption, I'm very sorry of him. I know this is somebody who will go even after his own friends like David Murathe.
This seemingly came to pass with the president's renewed crackdown on corruption in government, which incidentally got tongues wagging within Deputy President William Ruto's camp. Even then, only days after the Kenyatta 2017 swearing-in, Murathe had an interesting suggestion, how Ruto should plan his 2022 lineup.
People talk about Kenya post Uhuru, at least our Mount Kenya people. They need to be clear that he's going nowhere. Or where do you think he's going at 60? Yeah? He should be around.
This statement would interestingly start debate after President Kenyatta's March 9th cooperation deal with opposition chief Raila Odinga over reports that the deal might birth constitutional changes, reintroducing the powerful post of Prime Minister, to which power brokers claim might be dangled for Kenyatta after his 2 constitutional terms as president.
I want to tell Murathe that he can spare this country of his ignorance. He has no predictive authorities. By him saying that Uhuru Kenyatta is going nowhere after 2022, he has no such authority to veto the Kenyan people to look for a space for Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta.
Muremi Mwangi, KTN News.
The Big Q, in association with Crystal Rivers.
Live the buzz at Crystal Rivers.
For inquiries, call any of our dedicated numbers today.
Interesting times indeed in Kenya's politics. Away from that report.